Greetings, salutations, namaste. This is a drop coming at you in some Gandanta, fire water energy. Venus is moving in a day, two maybe, from when I drop this, or when I'm recording this. All right, we're going to get this straight. We're going to get right into it. Thanks for joining me. What I want to know is, how was everyone's Venus, Jupiter, Pisces transit? Because I ate my words in so many different ways from the last drop that I did. And that's how this matrix rolls. If you notice it, it notices you back and claps back in interesting ways. And I'm grateful and blessed. This is not a complaint. This is in direct address to what I was saying in the last drop about the Saturn action and Sun-Saturn being combust. And this is going to kind of grind on certain areas of your life. And then while Venus and Jupiter and Pisces might bring some clarity and beauty, and might be able to get the wrinkles out of your shirt before you drop your drop. But we're in Gandanta energy now, so we just have to go with the flow. This is going to be some cosmic freestyle at you. Planetary transit, I'm going to make it brief because I'm up to my elbows in alligators and have all kinds of other stuff to do. So I just wanted to holler and be blessed by interacting with whomever comes across this stuff. So here we go. So I'm going to drop this on the Friday, of the 10th. I'm an astrologer. Don't ask me to know calendars. So the 10th, Friday, March 10th. And so what's going to happen this weekend is some interesting shifts. It's going to be a precursor to some more shifts happening next week. And I'm going to go step by step and be the cosmic weatherman that I was destined to be, I guess. So, Venus, Shukra, the planet of relationships, love, luxury, resources, and magic. Venus will finally make her way out of Pisces, where she is exalted. And the reason that Venus is exalted in Pisces, from my understanding, isn't because this is sort of where the luxury gets the most satisfaction. It's actually where you'll get the least satisfaction and the most actual luxury from. Ultimately, people who have Venus in Pisces yearn for the spiritual moksha or liberation from having to rely on resources and having to have luxury and having to create magic, or use magic to create resources out of thin air, because that's what Shukra does. And so when Venus moves into Aries through this Gandanta point, she's actually going through the last pada, the last 3 degrees of Pisces, is where Venus is actually exalted the most. And that's because she's being reborn. This is the journey of life, really, going from Pisces into Aries through this water into fire energy. And what we have is on the other side is the north node of the moon, Rahu, waiting for all these planets who are about to cross this Gandanta point and be reborn. And Venus is sort of leading the way in the next month and a half. And yes, so Venus, when she goes from her exaltation, she will go into Ashwini, from Revati into Ashwini. And this is really the rebirth energy of the zodiac. One cycle is basically coming to a culmination point so as to give birth to an entirely different cycle. And that's what Venus is really gifted at doing. The true gift of Venus is rebirth. Shukracharya was born in Jyesta Nakshatra in Scorpio. So the last pada of Scorpio becomes in the Navamsha, the last pada of Revati, of Pisces, which is Revati. So this is actually where Venus is transiting now. Scorpio is the 8th house, which is the zodiac sign of death and rebirth. So there's an internal churning of a great activity at these Gandanta points that Venus gets a lot of power from. And so what we're going to see when Venus moves into Aries over the next month, into April, is a recharge in your life that will probably be wild in some way, because Venus is going to come conjunct with the wild man himself, Rahu. So wherever Venus is placed in your chart and wherever Aries is placed in your chart, these are the points to look out for. What another little noteworthy element to pay attention to is this weekend, when Venus is sort of making her way through this Gandanta point. The moon will be transiting in Libra, which is ruled by Venus, and the moon will become conjunct with Ketu, which is the south node of the moon, Rahu's opposite, the karmic body from whence we come. So what you can expect is a lot of karmic churning, a lot of energy of detachment, whether it's feeling detached or needing to feel detached, in all of these Venusian themes of love, relationships, finance, whatever it may be, that's sort of prevalent in your chart and in those particular houses. Further enhancing this churning of Venusian energy will be Mars movement. Now, Mars has been posted up in Taurus for a long time, since going back to October of 2022. Monday, March 13th, Mars will finally move out of Taurus. And Taurus is, of course, the other sign ruled by Venus. So as Venus moves into a Mars-ruled house, Aries, Mars will move out of a Venus-ruled house, Taurus, and into Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury, meanwhile, is a little combust right now, but it will become more combust in the next week and a half, as the Sun and Mercury actually move together out of Aquarius and into Pisces. So we got Venus moving on the 11th of March, Mars moves on the 13th of March, Sun moves from Aquarius into Pisces on the 14th of March. 24 hours later, Mercury moves from Aquarius into Pisces on the 15th of March. Is that the Ides of March? Yeah. And as I like to say to a lot of people a lot of the time, what's that mean? It means a lot of doors closing and opening. If you can sort of imagine life as a big apartment complex, is people running back and forth, in and out, starting and stopping things. Meanwhile, the planets that sort of get affected the most are actually not the ones that are moving, but the ones who are being left behind and also getting some space. So Jupiter is now going to be joined, instead of having Venus as his roommate in Pisces, Jupiter is going to have the Sun and Mercury. And this is where Mercury is Nietzsche, or in the English it's debilitated, but this is a term that I have issue with, as I've said. What it means is that it's the low frequency, the low spectrum, not the sort of high exalted, very noticeable spectrum. These are the subtle energies of the planet. So Mercury is the planet of business, day-to-day activities in the matrix, and Pisces is the zodiac of everything that's outside of the matrix. So this is, in theory, why Mercury would have issues. But the idea is to use the energies of Mercury, because Mercury, as a data analyst, can come into Pisces and look at the Akashic records, look at your karmic past. So you tap into this a deeper spiritual understanding of day-to-day matrix activities when Mercury comes into Pisces. Now, the issue becomes the combustion, because Sun and Mercury do travel together quite a bit, so this is going to happen fairly frequently. So on top of this Mercury trying to adjust to the Piscean energy, you're going to have the Sun on top of Mercury, and this is Avasta, where you can't see Mercury in the night sky because of the Sun's proximity. So it means these energies are a little less accessible. So information might be delayed. And sometimes this delay could even be for a good reason. And that's the idea of big shifts like this, is when you have a week like we're about to have. Before I eat my words, try to go with the flow. Try to maintain composure, maintain patience, avere love rather than hostility when you run into a difficult situation. So I look forward to having those things happen to me and trying my best to inevitably fail and succeed and fail, ebb and flow. So I wish everyone the best in those regards, and blessings as we move on through. And what was that you were saying about everybody getting out of my house? Shani, Dev, is finally going to have his Multricone Aquarius office to himself after shepherding all these planets through Capricorn, Aquarius, all in the last couple of months. Shani has been a busy cat. So Saturn, for those who don't speak Sanskrit, Saturn will make its way into a nakshatra that it has not been in yet. So even if it's staying in Aquarius, Saturn is even getting some action this week as well. So on the same day that Sun moves into Pisces, Saturn will change nakshatras, going from Dhanishta into Shatabhishak. So what can we expect from this energy? Shatabhishak is the 100 healers, the 100 stars, and is known for a circular motif. It's Varuna, the all-encompassing energy of creation, of the network circle of life. This is what Aquarius is really truly about. Shatabhishak has not only Saturn energy, but this is where Rahu comes into play as the co-ruler of Aquarius. And Saturn is going to be aspecting Rahu from Aquarius, or it already is. And this is going to strengthen that energy as Rahu is in Ashwini. So for those of you who want to put forth your efforts, third house efforts towards healing, this is a great time to do it, because Shatabhishak and Ashwini are the nakshatras known for health, healing, vitality, revitalization in their own very unique ways. So this is an opportunity for new technologies to come into play on the macro, and also for people to pursue new forms of healing, eccentric forms of healing, unusual forms of healing, the forms of healing that I would be into rather than what most people would be into. So this, now that Saturn has Aquarius to itself, this is going to give all of this other chaotic energy some stability, because Saturn is that stabilizing energy of in Aquarius, especially of network circles, of our accomplishments, what we want to achieve, and also for bringing in money, bringing in profits through our work, through our discipline. So these types of energies are what to focus on whenever the energies get too chaotic. Find something that you can hone in on, that you can be disciplined towards, and that will yield in some way a positive outcome, because Saturn now has the abundance of energy available to it in Aquarius without having to entertain and host all of these other planets and their egos. So with that, I will bid you all adieu, ciao, and namaste. Back very soon. I need to start doing more drops, I've heard. Yes. And thank you all